Well, hello guys, welcome back. Had something very interesting happen last night. I had a episode of at least 4 or 5, I lost count, of mini panic attacks. Usually you have a panic attack, it lasts for a while, and it's very unpleasant. These were like little mini bursts of terrible panic attacks. And I noticed it had something to do with Odin being around. And Odin likes to do stealth healing, as I call it, like Loki does. And this was just a lot of bad stuff he had to dredge up. And he's none too gentle sometimes. It wasn't done as, let's make this as painful as possible. It was the material being drug up was painful, so let me clarify that. And I got up this morning, I felt so despondent, came down, did what I had to do, went back up, the clock got me up, and I was mad at the clock. This is so much for peaceful, holistic waking up. And I saw it was a sunny day and it's a warm day. It's warm enough to go out dressed like this and sit in the sunshine. So I did. And I was talking to Lord Apollo and I was trying to figure out, what's wrong with all this stuff. And Lord Apollo gave his counsel and everything else. And Odin showed up and I knew it was Glad of War Odin. And I picked up the Odin book because I was like, well, I need something to read. So I picked up my Odin book, which I think you can see it lurking in the background back here. And I just was flipping through it and I read some stuff and I'm like, oh, okay. And I decided I had to answer the call of the wild. Sometimes I can hear burgers calling to me and I thought I'd love to walk to the gas station to get a burger and everything. And I ended up walking up and getting one of their killer burgers, which tastes it costs just as much, actually less than a burger from the DQ. I got Angus burger, guys, with cheese and bacon on it, on a pretzel bun. And they had hard-boiled eggs, cooked hard-boiled eggs. I'm like, damn, I've only seen this stuff in, like, videos about Japan. I'm getting myself some of those. This looks good. And we'd had them where I worked, but, I've only ever seen them, like, in mega packs that, like, are sold to food vendors. I didn't know you could get them like that, so I got that. And I'm walking around, I'm looking at the Coke, and I'm like, it was cheaper for 2 liters of Coke than it was for one small bottle, like 16-ounce bottle. And I went up front, and I said, is this pricing right? And the guy did it, and he's like, yup. I said, this doesn't make sense. And he's like, yeah, I know. And it's like that in this country. I don't know if it's like everywhere, but the smaller the Coke, the more expensive it is. Like, if you get one of those glass bottles, it's like a couple bucks. But if you buy 2 liters, sometimes they're like 99 cents. It doesn't make any sense. I know they say you pay for the packaging, but you would think more packaging to cover more volume would be more expensive. I don't know. Anyhow, brought all that home, made an offering to Odin, burning him incense, burning him a candle. And mysteriously, I had candles in the kind of bluish black color he's fond of. And, he had put a claim on me before, not an exclusive claims. All the Norse gods that want can come near me, but he's, sitting on the porch with me as I'm having my coffee. I made iced coffee for Loki, and he's like, why do you talk to Apollo? Not you can't talk to Apollo, but he goes, why do you go to him for advice? I said, because he's reasonable and calm. But he told you stupid advice, because Odin's like, he gave you advice to, like, take off your armor and be peaceful and everything. He goes, that's bullshit. Make sure you keep your armor on. And it's a god of war talking to me. He's like, no. You're not meant to be with that god. You're mine. You can talk to this god, but I have to let you know I think he's very stupid. Because Odin's not above, insulting people or gods. He's like, I think he's very stupid. I don't think you should go to him for advice. Why won't you come for me for advice? I said, because you give advice like Loki. It never ends well for me. He goes, but it ends in a lesson. He said, you go to Apollo for advice because Apollo will tell you what you want to hear. It'll be calmed and reasoned and measurable. And It's the path of least resistance, and you'll never have to grow. And I'm like, oh no, here comes the suck it up buttercup speech. So I'm flipping through the book, and I'm coming across all the things that have to do with Glad of War and the Hang God and Grimm, and he's just adorable. And he was, you know, he was still being friendly and he was still being happy, but he's like, doing with me what Loki had done. Like, Loki will change faces on you, and I didn't realize this is what Odin's been doing, been changing faces. And I looked at him and I said, you know, I like hippie love Odin. I don't know if I like you so much. And he just smiled at me. So when we went up for the walk, I found a coin blank, which is already on his altar. They're little circles of metal. You can't do this now. Please don't try. You might get into serious trouble because I think now machines have cameras on them. But in my day, back in the wonderful 80s and before that, you could use a coin blank of the right weight because all machines did back then was go by weight. So quarter weight's a much, dime, nickel, so forth and so on. And if you were down on your luck, you could just carry a bunch of these around and you can make phone calls or do whatever else you needed to do. You did not get them back, of course, if you put them in a machine and accepted them, but sometimes it worked. What a lot of people would do is they would put it in, they would make a call, they would hang up real fast after the person answered, and then they would have them call back to the, you know, the, telephone. We used to have payphones. We did. Honestly, we did. Honestly. And it was the kind of thing I thought would be emblematic of Odin, of look at this fake coin. This is a trickster's coin, because it talked about him being a trickster in the book, which I hadn't seen the first time, but it said some kind of prayer about something, find something useful, something. I kind of vape out at times. I think you guys have noticed. So he's definitely coming in, and he's definitely making a claim, and he's definitely going to have things the way he wants. And he's going to have the other Norse gods in if it suits him. If it doesn't, he won't. And I didn't choose him, by the way. I've kept running from Odin. I am not stupid. I know how much trouble he can be. I love him dearly, but I know how much trouble he can be. And I was like, Loki's enough for me to handle. I can't handle you as well. And Odin's like, I don't care. You're handling me. So he wandered in and claimed his space. And I said to Odin, I said, where'd my other gods go? Other gods? Yeah, all the gods from all around the world, the stuff that was bothering me last night, where are they? Other gods. You chased them away, didn't you? Me? He's as bad as Loki. And Loki was helping today. As I was walking up for the burger, he's like walking around beside me. You even walk like him. You think like him. You like to fight with everybody. You're just like him. Shut up, Loki. No, 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 no. I am helping you. You're just like him. You're exactly like him. You think like him. You act like him. You think you're not him. That's why you have problems. You're exactly like him. I think you are Odin. Bah, bah, bah. Shut up, Loki. Nah, bah, 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 bah. So the whole way out, as we're shopping for food, you shop like Odin. I bet's Odin helping you. I bet's Odin feeding you. Bah, 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 bah. Shut up, Loki. Now. So the whole way up and the whole way back, he's helping his brother out. He's being a good boy. He's helping his brother out. But I'm like, you're a real pain in the ass. You know that? No. Ah. I said, but he and I don't get along. He goes, you get along. You're exactly like him. You're real hard-headed and you're stubborn and you won't listen. And you think that you're going to get along just fine without him. He's not going anywhere. This is fun watching you try to fight with a god. And Odin enjoys it. Odin enjoys it. The more difficult you make it, the more of a kick he gets out of it, because you will surrender in the end. And his victory will be all the sweeter. So the more difficult I make it on myself, the more he's enjoying it, because he's a god. He can just sit there literally for eternity and just wait me out until he breaks down my defenses, and that's what he's currently doing. I'll work with him, I love him, but It's like, I know there's something hidden in this claim right now. He's like, yeah, sure, Loki's here and all these other gods are here, Norse gods. And it's like the war and the death aspect are claiming me. I'm like, what happened to nice, gentle, hippie Odin? I liked him. Nice, gentle, hippie Odin that loves kittens? Hmm. Hmm? Odin, I know you're Odin. You know what I'm talking about. Hmm. So he's a lot like Loki? You even looked at him today. I said, does Loki exist? Hmm. If all my hair falls out, you know why? Because my gods are frustrating. And I know people are like, well, why don't you just surrender? Why don't you just surrender to your god? Because there's something about when a god makes demands. I do put on my armor, and I put my battlements around me, and I'm like, I'm waiting the siege out. You can try to starve me out, you can try to cut off my water, you can try to attack. Even if I die in my battlements, I will just wait you out. And Odin's like, oh boy, a fight! Oh! It's like dangling catnip before cat. It's a really bad thing to do. But he's still being sweet and kind, but it's definitely the hang god and the god of war and everything else. And he's like, war, yeah! And we're watching this really slow burn horror movie from England. And we're both making snarky comments, and this woman says, real deadpan, I guess it's supposed to be scary that someone drowned in this lake, and we both burst out laughing. And like he's like, see, that's where you get it. Odin laughs at death. He does. That's where you get it from. You're both the same. Loki's been saving this up for so long, I can tell. Loki's just like, you're totally like him. You're exactly like him. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can see his point, I suppose. It's like, I know I should be working with Odin, I know I should be working with the God of War and the Death and the God of the Hanged and everything as well, and the Storm God and everything else, but it's just like, sometimes I get ornery and mulish and I won't do something even though I know I have to. I'll just be like, I'm not doing it. I think he's enjoying it though, and he's being pretty lenient. But he is making it clear that, he is here. And Loki is here, and Sunny Bunny, Hippy Dippy Odin, that is a legitimate face, might not care who's in his territory. But Glad of War certainly cares, and Glad of War is like, if they want you, they can fight me. Where are they? Let them fight me. War isn't the answer to everything, Allfather. Yes, it is. Fine. Fine. Fight all my gods, see if I care. Okay. No, that's not what I meant. And you can tell he's like toddling off of his spear, and you're like, and then later on you get it from some other god. Did you tell him you could fight me? Yes. I didn't. I thought he understood sarcasm. Guess not. He was waiting for the invitation. Sorry. So yeah. Please don't help. I'm getting the idea of Odin lofting up certain gods' heads and, like, look what I did. Don't do that. That's wrong. So Odin's definitely gonna get his way. I think he's mental, but his brother's mental, so I'm used to it. And I said, who's been doing the crows all this time? I thought it was Loki. He just laughed, and I kept hearing a hawk today, so I guess Freya was getting in her 2 cents. Freya's been kind of annoyed too, and all these Norse gods just came at me last night. It was so overwhelming, but yeah. That's what they're doing. I really enjoyed feasting for him, though, and I really do want him to come in and be here beside Loki. Excuse me, but I can tell I'm not quite ready yet, but Odin doesn't care if you're ready. If Odin wants you now. Odin gets you whether you're ready or not, so... In 5 minutes from now, he'll change his mind. He'll be like, talk to who you want, so... I think he just likes driving people crazy. But yeah. I think part of the book was a threat too, because I read about one woman's experience with him, and it was like, see, we can either do this a nice way, or we can do it my way. I like my way. You will end up in the trunk of my car, but we'll do it my way. You want to do it my way? Come here. Come here. We'll do it my way. No. 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 We'll get in the car and fine. So yeah, he's like the other mob boss I never had. So my 2 mob bosses are installed. I'm so lucky. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.